talks with Manchester United to secure him a move this month. Hi, good evening. Welcome along to the Transfer Show. Well, the window's hotting up. There are plenty of deals in the offing. Tim Thornton and Dharmesh Sheth are here to bring us right up to speed. Well, there's a mouth-watering game at the Emirates tonight. Arsenal host Tottenham. Both clubs want to strengthen this month. We'll discuss their options. Manchester City are going to spend big money this window, and they're closing in on the Bundesliga's joint top scorer. And we'll bring you news of a blow for Crystal Palace as Chelsea recall Trevor Chalobah. We'll tell you what that means for the future of the skipper, Mark Gahey. We're going to start, though, with the latest on Marcus Rashford's future. Now, we understand his representatives are in talks with Manchester United over a potential loan move in this window. Ruben Amorim was asked about Rashford today.
How much would you like to see a resolution with this situation as far as where it's at, what's going on at the moment?
I just want to win tomorrow. My focus is to win tomorrow. I will choose the players that I think they are the best to win the game tomorrow. So I'm just focused on that.
So exactly what we expect from Ruben Amorim, not a lot. What can you tell us, Dharmesh?
Yeah, as you mentioned at the top there, Marcus Rashford's representatives are talking to Manchester United over a potential loan move in this transfer window. Now, Rashford's camp, you'll remember, we've been reporting throughout this transfer window. We've been speaking to clubs in Italy and in Spain. And I think the feeling is that they want to get a preferred destination for Rashford, first of all, before then those clubs going to Manchester United to engage and explore the conditions of a deal. Because there's no point in a club going to Manchester United, completely agreeing a deal with them, and then a minute later Rashford saying, actually, I don't actually want to go there. So get that bit out of the way first so that time is saved in what is becoming a little bit of a saga now. We're over halfway through this transfer window and still Rashford is still waiting to find out where he's going to go. AC Milan, we do know, have made Rashford a top target in this transfer window. That could be accelerated now that Kolo Muani has chosen to go to Juventus. Remember, Muani, not only a target at one point for Manchester United, but a target for AC Milan as well. With regard to Marcus Rashford, all options remain on the table. So he could leave, but he could yet stay at Manchester United for the remainder of this season, and then they'll reassess in the summer.
I think what's interesting here is the fact that he was left out by Ruben Amorim before the Manchester derby. So he's actually not played for Manchester United since early December, the game against Nottingham Forest. So 8 games where he's not been involved. That's a long time as a professional footballer to not be playing football. We've still got no sign of an immediate resolution. So all the time he's missing games. Long-term ambition as well for Marcus Rashford will be to force Thomas Tuchel's hand and get back into the England squad. So this situation isn't great for him either, and I'm sure all parties would like it resolved sooner rather than later.
One thing I'd add to that, if Rashford doesn't go and he stays at Manchester United beyond February the 3rd and deadline day, there's every expectation, and it will probably be forced upon United and Ruben Amorim to try and reintegrate him back into the squad and get him playing, because if he isn't playing and they want to sell him in the summer, his value is not going to be great. So it's in Manchester United's interest that Marcus Rashford is playing football until the end of the season, preferably at a club abroad or maybe even United themselves.
Jadon Sancho Mark II. Listen, if he does go, Dharmesh, surely they're going to need to get someone in, or are they?
I'm not so sure. I mean, there has been talk about Kolo Muani, as we've been mentioning before, but as far as I'm being led to believe, it could be pretty quiet for Ruben Amorim and Manchester United with regard to incomings in this transfer window. The plan, I think, is for Ruben Amorim to really shape his squad in the summer, because that's what most clubs do. They focus on a summer transfer window. And if you think back to when Ruben Amorim came to the club, he wanted to come in the summer. He wanted to finish off the season at Sporting Lisbon. But United, some would say to their credit, well, actually, this is a now or never situation. You've got to come now or it's not going to happen. And so Ruben Amorim had to take that decision. And with that, he has come into the club and he's effectively told them, look, you've employed me because of what I did at Sporting Lisbon. I play 3 at the back at Sporting Lisbon. Manchester United don't do that, so there's going to be a bit of suffering. He could have taken the easy way out and said, let's play a back four. That's what this club is used to. That's what these players are used to. But he's decided not to do that, and he's effectively put the onus on the players. So it's almost an audition for these players. He's going to find out in the coming months who's with him, who can play in his formation, and who isn't.
Indeed. All right, a couple more deals involving United. Diego Leon, Tim.
Yeah, he's returned to Paraguay after completing pre-contractual agreement with Manchester United, so that is a deal that's done. He'll join in the summer, a deal worth up to £7 million. He's yet to turn 18.
João Gomez and Andre in the middle,
April, so
Guedes and Hwang either side of Larson. Join us shortly for kickoff. Not long to go until kickoff. And a warm welcome along to this off-tube independent studio-based commentary. Our coverage of Newcastle against Wolves. The game at St James's Park is just about to get underway. It's myself, Tom Wilson, joined by Lewis Raftery. For this one, it will be Wolves to get us kicked off. They're playing from left to right in this first half as we see things. It's the all gold for the visitors this evening. Newcastle in their usual black and white striped shirts and black and white striped socks and black shorts as well. And there is the kickoff. Ball back to Jose Sarr, who launches it forward. Two polar opposites really in terms of the table. Newcastle sitting in 5th at the moment, but a win this evening takes them up into 4th. They are definitely in contention for the Champions League places, or at least the Europa League. Wolves, on the other hand, coming off the back of some really poor form, 17th in the Premier League, so still some work to do. They are level with Ipswich on points. In terms of the head-to-heads from these two sides, it's been a long time since Wolves have won against Newcastle. They've not won any of the last 6 head-to-heads. They've only won one of the last 12 meetings, a 2-1 victory at home in 2021. All the things I've just suggested there, Lewis, would point towards a Newcastle win. Is that the way we see it?
Personally, yes, I have to say I think Newcastle form side in the league. They're playing some really good football. They're back to full fitness as well. You look at the lineup, possibly, I'd say, I would have to say this is the strongest Newcastle 11 they can put forward, and they're on some great form. That's been the problem, is fitness. And early on, here comes Gordon. Yeah, here is Gordon on the left-hand side, cuts in, finds Isak. He flicks it round the corner to Joe Linton, who may have been offside. The flag up on the far right-hand side would indicate that that is correct. It will be a Wolves free kick inside their own area. 1.5 minutes gone. Newcastle 0, Wolves 0. Eddie Howe has made a host of changes from his side's 3-1 victory against Bromley last time out in the FA Cup. Only Dubravka and Joelinton keep their places as they go with Dubravka in goal, Livramento, Botman, Byrne and Hall, the back four. Tonali, Bruno Guimaraes and Joelinton in the middle. Murphy and Gordon either side of Isak, who is past fit to start this game. Wolves under Vitor Pereira have, they're sort of the opposite. They've made just one change from their FA Cup victory against Bristol City. It's Johnson out for Sarr between the sticks. Ahead of him is Doherty Bueno, the new signing, around €20 million /16 million from Rennes. It's his league debut after he played in the FA Cup. Emmanuel Agbadu, and the two wing backs, Aït-Nouri and Gomez, will flank Andre and João Gomez, with Guedes, Hwang and Larson leading the line up top. 2.5 minutes in, Newcastle 0, Wolves 0. Ball on the left hand side for Aït-Nouri. He just chops back. Will he win a free kick? Referee thought about blowing his whistle, but plays on as Aït-Nouri gets back to his feet and then plays a teammate in behind him. Cross comes in from the left hand side, cleared away by Hall. Only as far as a man in a gold shirt though, in Andre. He heads it to João Gomez, shrugged off the ball by Joe Linton, manages to recover, finds Doherty behind him, who has returned to the starting 11 as of the last few weeks. A slip there from Guedes allows Newcastle to win the ball back, and then that man commits a foul, or Rodrigo Gomez it was actually. It will be a Newcastle free kick. Wolves have started quite lively in possession. They have, haven't they? looked very positive, swinging a few balls into the box, trying to take it to Newcastle there. And Andre with the foul there. I assume the referee, Darren England, will just be saying, right, if that's maybe in the 15th or 20th minute, that's possibly a yellow card to an extent. And he's probably saying, look, it's early on. I'm not going to put you in the book there, trying to set a standard, but Gordon just too quick. And as you say, Wolves starting brightly. They've won the ball here. Tenali passes it into the path of Guedes. Here come Wolves.
Yeah, they do. Edge of the area. Shot comes in. He's just not caught that as he wanted. Play continues, though, with João Gomez on the edge of the area. Space on the right-hand side for the onrushing fullback Rodrigo Gomez. Comes away from the final third, then back into it. Left-footed ball towards Hwang, who flicks it on. Aït-Nouri battling for it now with Livramento. It's the latter that gets the last touch on the ball as he pokes it out for a Wolves throw. Aït-Nouri goes and collects the ball, immediately takes it, goes back towards the new signing Agbadu. He swings a lofted ball from left to right into the feet of Gomez, who's seen a lot of the ball in the opening stages. Plays it forward to Gonzalo Guedes, just shrugged off the ball as Lewis Hall comes to support Bruno Guimaraes. Wolves still in possession and still in Newcastle territory. Back towards the centre circle now for Agbadu. Early touches for him. Ooh, not a great second pass from the new signing. It's straight out of play and back into Newcastle possession.
Really good ball firstly from left to right from him, and then as you say, that one really poor pass from the new Wolves central defender. And again, Wolves, as you said, it's not surprising they've started well. It's just at home. Newcastle usually from the off are really good and try to control games and try to be quite direct early on, whereas the visiting side have taken it to the host. And it's been a really good start, a really lively watch. But Newcastle, as soon as they get the ball, they want to come forward, they want to wreak havoc, and now they might have a chance all into Gordon, of course, that left hand side, and usually I would say is a real danger map for Newcastle. That's where Wolves have to be very careful of.
As Guimaraes tries to find Livramento, eventually works it through to Murphy, who hits one from the edge of the area and forces a first save from Jose Sarr between the sticks. Wolves able to clear, and Newcastle will come back at them though, as it's picked up by Byrne. Jacob Murphy there with the first real effort of the game for Newcastle. Exceptional form for him, the form of his life really for the 29-year-old. He's had 5 goal contributions in his last 5 games after scoring and assisting against Ipswich. It was an assist against Aston Villa, and then against Spurs, and then against Arsenal in the EFL Trophy. Overall, 3 goals, 7 assists in the Premier League, and he was nearly in there, but for a well saved effort from Jose Sarr.
Yeah, strong save, one you'd expect to make, but again, Murphy, when he's on the form that he's on, you're going to be confident, aren't you, that you can just force a keeper into a save. And sometimes that's all you want to do early on. There's no need to really go for the bottom corner or the top corner. Get it on target, make the keeper work early on, and keep them honest to a degree. And now Newcastle have got the ball and moving it around left to right again. I really like that midfield trio that could do absolutely everything to a high degree. They're all jack of the trade, but elite at doing absolutely everything. And then the fullbacks are really coming on in their own. The youngsters, if you will, in Livramento and Hall. It's a really good Newcastle side, and now they're getting possession, and they're trying to control the game.
Yeah, Eddie Howe's team putting the foot on the ball. 7 minutes into the game, still goalless. It's also goalless in the other 2 7:30 p.m. kickoffs in the Premier League. David Moyes makes a return to Goodison as Everton host Aston Villa, and Leicester see Crystal Palace travel to the King Power Stadium. Here's Dan Burn, just about gets it away from Gonzalo Guedes, finds Hall on the left-hand side. He's able to stride forward into the opposition territory, finds Gordon down the line, dinks in onto his right, beats a couple in goal, tries to flick it around the corner to Isak, but it's won back by Agbadu, and Wolves can come forward now with Hwang, although he sees a sea of magpies in front of him, and he has to recycle back towards Jose Sarr. Newcastle had to come behind in that FA Cup victory against Bromley at the weekend. Miley, Gordon and Asula with his first goal for Newcastle United. The last league game before them, a 2-1 victory against Spurs at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Gordon on the score sheet once more in that one, as was Alexander Isak. He is past fit to start this game. The big man up top, the Swede, 13 goals, 4 assists in the Premier League already this season, as Newcastle, as Lewis mentioned, just putting a foot on the ball now. 8 minutes into the game. St. Botman, who's recently returned from injury, finds Dan Burn. That's slightly behind Lewis Hall, and Wolves at the minute doing enough just to keep them at bay. Not exactly throwing the kitchen sink at it just yet. Eddie Howe's side. Wolves coming off the back of a 2-1 victory against Bristol City. Ait-Nouri and Gomez with the goals. Before that, their last league game, a 3-0 loss at home to high-flying Nottingham Forest, who of course got another point against Liverpool last night, as Hall's ball forward doesn't really work out. But both sides now have had a couple of minutes in possession to find their feet. Hopefully that allows the game to open up a little bit more now.
Yeah, I think that's just what we're waiting for, aren't we? Maybe that one real clear-cut chance. I know Murphy forced a save out of Sarr, and that was a chance to a degree. We're just waiting for both sides to almost figure each other out, usually the opening 10 or 15 minutes, unless something spectacular happens early on, as in a goal or something like that. You do get to tend to have both teams just a feeling out process. But right now, Wolves started well the last few minutes, as you say. Newcastle have gone on the ball and having a bit of possession. I'm quite happy with Eddie Howe, but the longer it stays at 0-0, I think the happier Wolves will be, and they can try and frustrate Newcastle. Playing out from the back here, Newcastle very dangerous. They clear it long in the end, but they do have that option for the players they have up top. But now Wolves have got it back, and got it back quite easily after a good press.
Yeah, Rodrigo Gomez seen a lot of the ball early on. The young Portuguese fullback, very versatile, has played both right and left wing back for Wolves so far this season. Free kick here for Vitor Pereira's side. 10 minutes into the game, still 0-0. Here's Guedes, just wanted too long on the ball and then eventually had to poke it away towards a teammate behind him, but it's stolen away by Anthony Gordon. He's tackled though by Andre, and Wolves will come away with possession. Now it's Newcastle putting the press on them, and Gordon tries to pick the pocket and does. Here's Tonali now, space on the right hand side for Murphy. It's just opened up for him. Can he get a shot away? Tries to go around Agbaru, eventually does, try to square it. No one there in black and white, despite two waiting at the back stick, and Wolves are able to clear. It was good defending in the end there from the new man, Agbaru. Murphy, I think just his first touch let him down.
Yeah, he just stood it still, didn't it, and just stopped the momentum of the ball and stopped the momentum of himself as well. Maybe if the ball was just in front of him where he could have taken a touch and hit it, or just first time taking a strike at the ball, that would have been the best option. But Gordon did well to win it, and then Newcastle, the bodies just flew forward, didn't they? But right now, a really good start from Newcastle, but Wolves a good defensive display so far. But Newcastle are moving it around well once again. Yeah,
Gordon through to Isak, just ahead of him though, and into the hands of Jose Sarr. One of the two changes, sorry, just the sole change actually from that FA Cup victory against Bristol City. Sam Johnston being replaced ahead of this game, as we saw Isak trying to go through there. The man that has done so well for Newcastle this season. Likewise, Mateus Cunha, the top goal scorer for Wolves, with 10 goals in the Premier League so far this season. He's of course missing this evening, so it is Larson leading the line with Hwang and Guedes either side of him. Hwang last season did brilliantly. He's not featured as much, not been as prominent this season due to injury. We're hoping to get a run of games together now as Jose Sarr's forced long, looking for Larson, but header won by Byrne. Joe Linton initially picked up the scraps, then he loses out. Andre is just doing ever so well at breaking up play, nipping the ball away, and then he plays a lovely looking ball over the top for Hwang. He's held up by Tonali, tries to go round the Italian. Referee says no foul as he shoves Hwang to the ground. Newcastle will play on, ball through the channel looking for Isak, done just enough there once more. Agbaru, who comes away with the ball. It's been a decent start to Premier League football. Just the one shaky little moment from Emmanuel Agbaru. Besides that, a couple of defensive opportunities. He's done well.
Yeah, he has, hasn't he? And again, coming in, St James's Park is a hard place to go to. Ball over the top here, Wolves have a chance.
Yeah, Hwang tries to square it to the edge. It's deflected, it might just work out. Eventually, shot comes in, it's wide of the post. Gonzalo Guedes wants a corner. Referee and linesman say no. But it just opened up there, one ball over the top, and Newcastle looked worried.
Yeah, they did there. It was, as you say, it's as simple as that. A good ball over the top, good run as well. Just takes the deflection off of Botman, and Hall thought that he didn't, maybe, I don't know if he could have done with a shout there to say that Guedes was there. He almost leaves it, lets it run so he could maybe come away with the ball, and he doesn't get the shout, maybe, not 100% sure. But what I will say with Wolves is, yes, you've got Dan Burn and Botman up against him, but with Strand Larson, you can almost put a ball up the top, let him battle with those two defenders. they'll probably have a 2v1 against him all night long. But if he can win one and flick one on, or as you say, just a ball over the top, Newcastle play a high line. Botman's an incredibly fast defender. Dan Burn isn't blessed with pace. Maybe that's where Wolves could get at them. And I think to a degree, Guedes, it fell for him. He almost dragged it wide a little bit, didn't he? But if he gets that again, he'll definitely be testing Dubravka in goal.
Yeah, he did take a deflection by the looks of it from Lewis Hall. So the shouts from Hwang and Guedes, the man who struck that strike, they were correct. It should have been a corner, not given, and Newcastle are in possession now. 13.5 minutes gone. Lovely ball through the channel for Joe Linton. The space on the right for Murphy. He receives the ball, tries a first time cross towards Isak, who gets a touch inside the 6-yard area, but it's saved at point blank range by Jose Sarr. Cleared away and dealt with by Wolves. Biggest chance of the game so far, but the flag's gone up on the far right hand side.
It has. That was a lovely ball in as well. Isak there. Really good save from Sarr. We'll have to see, is it Murphy's offside? No, it's Isak. He's in an offside position. Lovely ball across the face of goal. And if anything, maybe if he is a few yards back and onside, maybe a few yards out from so you probably get a touch and take it away from the goalkeeper. She said it wouldn't have counted for anything if it did end up in the back of the net, but credit to Sarr, it's a good save, something you build confidence on. But that's how quick Newcastle can go from 0 to 100 back to front, a few passes, and they can have a shot on target.
Yeah, both defences just opened up ever so slightly in the last couple of minutes. It's a free-flowing game played at high pace so far. Quarter of an hour gone. Newcastle 0, Wolves 0, still goalless in the other two Premier League games kicking off at the same time. There's, of course, a big game kicking off in around 15 minutes or so, the North London derby, the second one of the season. Arsenal against Tottenham. Mikel Arteta's side with the bragging rights in that one, but Ange Postecoglou's team coming off the back of a couple of cup victories. We're hoping to disturb their local rivals. A wayward ball again from Agbadu. Seems like he does one thing really well and then makes a mistake the next. Not too much criticism though. It is his first game in the Premier League. He's not long since signed from Rennes in France, and Wolves have got the ball back anyway. Cleared long by Jose Sarr, looking up top for Larsson, headed away easily by Botman, but back into the possession of the team who are the visitors this evening. Ait Nouri, who does love getting forward, is forced backwards then to Agbadu. He goes square across him for Bueno, and then cleared away by Matt Doherty. Down the line for Rodrigo Gomez, flicks it round the corner. Bergkamp-esque as he finds Larsson coming together, which Gonzalo Guedes wings. He flicks it on to Larsson once more. It does strike the hand though of the big number 9 for Wolves. It will be a Newcastle free kick inside their own half. Rodrigo Gomez is the option down that right hand side. We've got it down as a back 5 on paper, Lewis, but it's almost as if Rodrigo Gomez is joining in the midfield and Gonzalo Guedes is cutting infield in possession.
Yeah, I don't know if that's maybe to almost offset Newcastle, but here come the host, ball into the box looking for Isak, good goalkeeping by Sarr. But yeah, maybe I covered the game, I believe it was the Manchester United game against Wolves. Cunha was on the left hand side as Guedes is, if you will, on the right hand side, and he would drop quite deep to almost pick the ball up and carry it. Don't know if that's a little tactical tweak for Guedes, and then Gomez tries to maybe overload in the middle. We'll see how it does develop, but it's a good little tactic trying to take it away from Newcastle. But right now, as you said, 17 minutes in, it's been really lively at St James's Park, and give credit, I think Wolves have been more involved in it than I thought they would have at this point.
Here's Murphy on the right hand side, overlapping run from Livramento. He receives the ball, tries to square it first time, but it's behind teammates, although Murphy picks up the scraps about 30 yards from goal, drops his shoulder, beats one, goes down the line to Livramento, who I suspect is offside. Yes, the flag goes up. That's 3 times now Newcastle caught offside from that right hand wing. It's the correct decision there from the official. 17.5 minutes gone. Newcastle 0, Wolves 0. A decent start, as Lewis says, from Wolverhampton Wanderers. They have conceded the most goals in the Premier League so far this season. Their games have featured the most goals as well. It's a 3.8 goals per game average for the visitors this evening, but haven't looked too threatened thus far. If you just joined us, listen to Off-Tube Independent studio-based commentary. It's Newcastle 0, Wolves 0. Here's Gordon in the centre circle, gets round one, and then a second to find Bruno Guimaraes. Coming together with him and Ait Nouri. Referee says play on as the former goes down. Here is the full back, the attacking wing back for Wolverhampton Wanderers in Ryan Aitner. He has to just check away from the final third and retreat into safety. It's just a little bit safe at the minute from Wolverhampton Wanderers, particularly from the Algerian. But Wolves in possession once more in the centre circle. Matt Doherty has looked down the line, a lofted one towards Rodrigo Gomez. It works out for Larson inside the area, back to goal. Has teammates behind him, finds Gonzalo Guedes, 3-4 in the area. Dink towards the back stick where Hwang will do well to keep it in, and he doesn't. Committed a lot of bodies forward there, the Wolves.
They did, and if that's maybe a better ball, maybe more of an in-swinging and a curler of a cross, Guedes into the path of Son, that's a really good chance there for the visiting side. Or maybe if he gets it in, was it hitting Nori running into the box late on? There was options there, as you said. They committed a lot of bodies. The ball looked very good at first, and I don't know if it picked up a little bit too much momentum in the air, and it was completely taken away. But Wolves are doing really well, and as I said earlier, keeping Newcastle honest. But Wolves pressing high up here to win the ball. Have done well to win it just inside the Newcastle half, and the winner throw-in as well. It's nice to see side, St James's Park will be rocking this evening. Newcastle in form side. But Wolves look a side that they don't fear the host this evening.
No, they certainly don't. Newcastle free scoring at the moment, but really solid defensively as well. Only 3 teams have conceded less, and all 3 of those are above Newcastle: Liverpool, Nottingham Forest and Arsenal. As Dan Burn comes away with the ball down the left-hand side. It's a whip round the corner from Anthony Gordon. Joe Linton in the centre circle now, bringing it forward, goes back to Gordon, who's between the lines, tries to find Isak. That's the second time they've tried to find the Swede in behind, and both times just been a little bit too heavy, but they're happy to go for him.
You want to play it into him, don't you? As you say, overhit, but the idea's there. It's just the execution's a little bit poor. If that's a little bit less, or if it's under hit, a little bit less power on that, Isak's got the chance. Is it one-on-one? No, because you do have the new centre-back from Rennes coming over, so maybe he can't take a touch. You've got to slow down. But again, it's still nearly a one-on-one opportunity, and I think that's all Newcastle are waiting for right now, is to get that one chance to create that one opening and try and test that, this time on side.
Eddie Howe just wanted a quick word there with Dan Burn before this. Well, I thought it was a throw-in, but the ball's down for a free kick by the looks of it. It is a free kick. 21st minute of the game, Newcastle 0, Wolves 0. Taken short then by Newcastle, back towards Dubravka. Question marks over his future at St James's Park, but Eddie Howe has remained adamant that he feels Dubravka will stay with the northeast side. Here's Gordon, lovely drop of the shoulder, gets past 2, that's brilliant from him. He's still going into the final third. A little bit of fortune now as he finds Bruno Guimaraes. He tries to win a free kick, referee says no, and Wolves come away with the ball. They've got bodies streaming forward in gold, and it's Hwang in possession at the moment. Quickly closed down by Tonali. He shows a little bit too much though to Livramento, who's able to flick the ball away. That was brilliant from Gordon coming forward.
Absolutely excellent drop of the shoulder, put Gomez on his backside and took on another few players. It's just a slip, isn't it, from Gomez, but he's almost dancing on the floor there. But Newcastle have turned it around and coming forward again.
Yeah, Gordon once more from the left-hand side into the area. Wanted too long though. He just sees the ball snatched away from him, and then the Wolves clearance bounces off Joe Linton out for a goal kick to Vitor Pereira's side. But Gordon just heating up now, just showing what he's capable of doing, putting these defenders under pressure, as he loves to do. Loves to run at people. Spoke about Jacob Murphy's goal contributions. Unbelievable form at the minute for Anthony Gordon. 5 goals, 5 assists in the Premier League, but across the last few games, it's not since coming off the bench against Brentford at the start of December has he not had a goal contribution. 3 goals in his last 3 games, then an assist, then a goal, and then 3 back-to-back assists for Anthony Gordon. Is absolutely brilliant stuff across all competitions. And here's Tonali in possession, gets away from Larson, plays it towards Hall on this near left-hand side. He flicks it into Gordon's feet, full of confidence, finds the Italian. Actually, no, he doesn't. He's been overrun. Andre wins it back. Here's Larson, tried to flick it round the corner, won back by Newcastle. That's sloppy from Wolverhampton Wanderers. Here's Lewis Hall, striding into the final third on the left-hand side, tries to beat 3, gets a shot away, but it's blocked, and Wolves will come away with possession, much to the frustration of Alexander Isak. 23 minutes gone now. We are a quarter of the way through the game. I'll hand you over to Lewis Raftery to take you through to half-time.
Cheers, Tom. Looks like the game's really lining up. Murphy just inside the area, goes for a strike at goal. Saved away by Sarr. Isaac keeps it in play, still in the area, tries to play it back into the box. Good defending there from the visiting side. They will clear their lines up to Strong Larson. Good battle between him and Byrne this evening so far. Tonali picks it up, sweeps the ball out to the right to Murphy. They're really up in the tempo and intensity. The host, Murphy out to Livramento. A little bit of space. He's got Kamara's in the middle. Uses the Brazilian back out to Murphy. Back into Tonali, looking to come forward and add an extra body to the attack, cleared away by Wolves. They're throwing high on the right hand side there. And you spoke about earlier how he had that chance and the pass into it was almost flat. Quite a similar position to a degree from that chance. That time he could run on it and create some space and go for a chance there. And I think the player right now, that just shows a Murphy in confidence has that strike. Maybe a few months ago he doesn't, but that's a player that's just got confidence running through his veins.
Yeah, both sides of Isaac. And Isaac himself, of course, full of confidence, full of goals and assists. It's a really dangerous front line at the minute if you're a Wolves defender. Here they come again with Joe Linton. Again, they'll look the space at the top of the screen. Off-tube independent studio-based footage. They've won it back.
Joe Linton into the path of Gordon and a last-ditch tackle there from Agbadu there, and it stops Gordon having a chance, and then up the other end come Wolves. Guedes trying to take on Byrne. That's a collision there. Referee says no foul. Guedes is staying on the deck. At first glance, I just think that's more of a coming together.
He's got the pace on him, Guedes. Dan Byrne's struggling to keep up. And I think he's in a position where he could make something work. But here comes Murphy.
Murphy ball into the box, headed away. Joe Linton keeps it alive. Into Isaac. Takes a heavy touch on the second time there. Funny man just unloaded a strike out the first time. And you speak about the game opening up. The last, 90 seconds or so really stretched. Guedes is still down, and I was just taking a few notes there. And I thought as soon as Guedes took that touch, as you said, Dan Byrne struggled to keep up with him. Looking back at this, he's maybe just offside. Gordon just offside, even if he would have been able to unleash a strike there. Really good last-ditch tackle though in the end there from Wolves, and they went straight up the other end with that chance. We haven't seen the replay yet. We'll see it now actually. Guedes gets past Byrne. This is a possibly collision of ankles and legs, but I don't see anything malicious there from Byrne.
Nothing malicious, no, but I think it's a little bit sloppy from Dan Byrne. There is a leg, and he does get caught. You'd like to see Guedes try and get up and continue there, because I think they both go to ground, and Guedes, if he can get up quicker, he's in. He's probably got a better chance of going through on goal than he would have had if both players stayed on their feet. So yeah, you would have liked to see him continue. He is back to his feet, seems to be jogging okay. So yeah, it's a shame really he didn't get the free kick. I thought maybe you could have, but maybe the referee needs to make a decision there, because Dan Byrne is technically the last man. Maybe not a goal scoring opportunity given that he's far on the right hand side, but yeah, he's maybe saved his own backside there, I think, the referee.
Newcastle once again looking to come forward. Some ball by Tonali. The Murphy tries to keep it alive and intercepts the pass, and last off of the Wolves man in Hwang Hee-chan, and it's a throw-in for Newcastle. Tonali playing deeper in that midfield than usual over the last few weeks. That trend continues this evening. It's that midfield three. Tonali sitting deep. Joe Linton and Kamara's almost acting right now as two almost attacking midfielders trying to join the attack. Balding's over the top looking for Isaac, but trickle out of play, cleared away by Wolves, only as far as Byrne battling with Strand Larson. I should say Botman, and Tonali picks it up back to goalkeeper in Dubravka. Once again Tonali trying to come deep, trying to almost progress the ball forward quickly elsewhere. As Tom's already mentioned, the games that kicked off at the same time as us, still goalless, waiting for a first goal in the Premier League. And then, as Tom said, 8 o'clock, the big one, North London derby kicking off in the Championship. Blackburn and Portsmouth is still goalless, so not many goals at all really going in. So we're almost just waiting for maybe one will go in and the rest will trickle, just like a domino effect. We'll get a few goals. I think it's almost a matter of time before we do get an opener here at St James's Park, approaching on the half-hour mark. Coming forward, the host with Botman. Everyone inside the Wolves half, bar Dubravka. I imagine he's probably a good halfway into his own half. Anyway, passing between Livramento and Botman out to Murphy. Such a fluid system that Newcastle play that it's very hard to track and mark players. Isaac now almost has a right back. Also when he drops deep, you do have Gordon moving into the position of a number 9, similar to Murphy. It's been really good watching. You see these players are quite clearly with confidence and form going through the veins right now. Gordon picks it up, sprays it out to Livramento. Heavy touch there from the full-back into Murphy. Just stops, waits for a few options, and Newcastle now are just getting control of this game, just getting on the ball. Again, they're going to knock it left to right and slowly open Wolves up, but when they do get a chance, they are going to quicken it up and look to play. And when you do look at Wolves, they've got that, as you said, realistically, definitely out of possession. It's a back 5. It's really hard to break down, but Newcastle might do that now with Gamara's on the edge of the area. Is Gordon. He unloads a strike, deflected away. And was that last off of Wolves, man? I believe it was. Set pieces. Wolves are very good defending them, but I would say that Newcastle are also a good side. You're going to have Dan Burn in there. Botman's a big player. Joe Linton. This could be a real chance for the hosts.
Yeah, he certainly could. Of course, as I mentioned, Wolves, most goals conceded in the Premier League. Conceded from set pieces and open play. Plenty of time to give me an in-swinger from Hall, which I think will be really dangerous. I think they'll really get around Jazzy Sarr here.
A good delivery is Hall into the front post. Goes to the commentator.
Drown it out, went down to the Tottenham fans away to our right towards the clock end and got in the team huddle and thought, let's ignore all of that.
Yeah, it's that the atmosphere was good, but that's really lifted it again.
Well, you can hear it in the background. Arsenal, Arsenal, Arsenal chant the home fans as the game gets underway. Tottenham kicking from right to left. One win in their last 8 Premier League games, 13th in the Premier League table, and their players with early touches of the ball getting booed by the home fans. So Arsenal, red bodies to the shirt, white sleeves, white shorts, red socks, playing from left to right in the first half. Tottenham's new young Czech keeper takes a touch inside his own penalty area. Clears away to the left, it's intercepted. Jed Spence leans into the back of Raheem Sterling, and Arsenal win an early free kick for that on the right.
Yeah, clever by Raheem Sterling, just waited there, just held his ground, and then when he got the touch, he went over. Yeah, an interesting one to see Sterling against Spence. You know, Spence quite young, and Raheem's got a few tricks up his sleeve, you know, clever plays, and that's one clever play already that's got a free kick in a pretty dangerous area.
Yeah, they're the set-piece specialists, and you know who. Gabriel, the big Brazilian centre-back, has gone jogging over to Declan Rice, saying exactly what he wants done with this one. He then takes up his position on the far side of the Tottenham penalty area from us. Tottenham are in change kit this evening. It's a sort of bluey-grey number that they're wearing, and they've got to concentrate here early on. Raheem Sterling, one of 4 changes for Arsenal from the penalty shootout defeat against Manchester United on Sunday. Here comes the free kick from Rice. Delivery looks good into the far post, hits a couple of bodies. Kulusevski is onto it for Tottenham. He's run into trouble. Arsenal have taken it off him, and Ødegaard just calmly strokes a pass back to Rice. Rice in turn goes back to Saliba. 18-year-old Miles Lewis Skelly playing in a North London derby for the first time. Born in Islington, it's going to mean a lot to him. Here's Sterling dribbling into trouble on the halfway line. Bergvall starting for Tottenham for only the 3rd time in the Premier League this season. Wins the ball, he's fouled. Free kick Tottenham. Pat Nevin.
Yeah, it's not just Raheem watch, but Raheem Sterling lost the ball there. But loved his attitude to try and get it back, give away a foul. But he really put himself about there. He's been quite involved early on, Raheem Sterling. But it's going to be quite an interesting ride for him. First time he's played in this game.
4 games in the Premier League tonight. The other 3 kicked off at half-7, and Arsenal have won the ball inside the Tottenham half, and here they come charging forward. Sterling possibly with a chance into the penalty area, gets a touch, falls over. Tottenham get enough bodies back to get on the ball, and Bissouma calmly plays it to Porro. Porro chips it up the line to Kulusevski, and he can't keep it in play. Sterling was nearly in.
Oh, you thought he was. You absolutely thought he was. Brilliant play by Arsenal. Won it high up the field. Ball played through to him. I don't know why Raheem stops. I think if he goes full pace at that, he probably arrives at the same time as the goalkeeper. Might just get there before him. If he just clips over the goalkeeper, he's going to be hit. It's a penalty kick.
Trossard's ball in from the left. Havertz controls it with his thigh. 2 defenders behind him, but he gets it back to Partey. Across it comes to Timber. Timber goes wide to Sterling. Good, sharp start by the home team here. Played 3 minutes. Arsenal 0, Tottenham 0. Sterling on the ball again. Flicks a little pass to Ødegaard. Edge of the Tottenham back box. Tottenham have everyone behind the ball. Gabriel is there. Moves it on quickly to Lewis Skelly. Wide it goes to Rice. Back it comes to Gabriel again. Noise levels rising inside the Emirates Stadium. The Arsenal fans encouraged by a good start by their team. Trossard plays back to Rice, gets it moving. Little flick from Ødegaard, crossing from the left from Lewis Skelly, hits a body and goes behind for a corner.
Well, right at the start again, Spurs tried to close down very, very quickly. They did so, but since then, they've just hardly got on the ball. Arsenal have been seriously up for this one. And here they go with their corner kicks, and we all know they're not bad from there. And by the way, have a look at what Spurs are doing. They're leaving two up front for a corner, and only one Arsenal defender. I have not seen this ever in a Premier League game, ever. And they're going to... Oh, they've slightly bottled at Arsenal. One's come back. Do you know who the other marker was? The other marker was Raya. He came out to mark on the halfway line.
He's gone trotting back towards his penalty area. Ødegaard has dropped to cover Son. Lewis Skelly is back to cover Kulusevski. Tottenham giving Arsenal something to think about. Arsenal's corner, though, into the far post, curling one, and Solanke just lets it bounce in front of him and go behind for the corner. So
interesting, by the way, leaving two up, right? So one of them's Son, who was against Ødegaard. But you're leaving players that are not real defenders back against very quick forwards. Really intriguing.
First goal of the night in the Premier League. It's come at Newcastle. Chris Coles.
The inevitable Isak goal. Newcastle 1, Wolves 0. That's now a goal in 8 consecutive games for Alexander Isak. Cutting across the penalty area. Right foot shot may have taken a deflection, which wrong-footed Jose Sarr. Newcastle 1, Wolves 0.
Just reminds me to tell you as well, it's a 5 Live final score night. So if you want the commentary alongside the graphics and the video printer, that is available on the iPlayer, the BBC Sport app, or the red button for you this evening. This one kicked off at 8. We're 5 minutes in. Newcastle 1 up against Wolves. Everton Villa. David Moyes, first game back in charge of Everton. Full commentary over on Sports Extra. That's 0-0. Leicester Palace is 0-0, and Tottenham are playing it around inside their own half.
Yeah, just stop with that Isak for a second there. The 4 of the next 5 games for Newcastle are at home. The one away game is Southampton. What a run they've got, and what a run they've been on.
Newcastle win tonight, they move above Chelsea and go into the top 4. Jed Spence under pressure, does well, pokes a pass back to Archie Gray. Spence again, Basuma is there to help out, couldn't quite control it, and you hear that explosion of noise from the Arsenal fans around us, and that's just for a throw-in.
It's extraordinary. Spurs try to play out to the back, which they always do, but they left 3 up against 3. I mean, I know they don't want to do it, but if you just lump it, you've got a great chance in that situation.
Throw-in is taken by Timber. It comes back to Saliba. David Raya is Arsenal's keeper. Timber, Saliba, Gabriel and Lewis Skelly, the back 4. Calafiori still not available for Arsenal. Partey and Rice in midfield. Sterling and Trossard wide. Ødegaard playing in behind Kai Havertz. The ball has gone out for a Tottenham throw in their left-back position. The diagonal from Gabriel was too long and went straight out of play. Tottenham have Antonin Kinski in goal. The 21-year-old Czech, 2 appearances for Tottenham so far and 2 clean sheets in the cup games. Pedro Porro, Dragusin and Gray, the 2 centre-backs. Arsenal have nicked it off Tottenham, and here comes Ødegaard, steaming forward, slides the pass to Sterling, attempts to cross, it's blocked by Gray, and it goes behind for another corner. So Dragusin and Gray, the centre-backs. Jed Spence at left-back tonight. Papsari, Basuma, Lucas Bergvall, the midfield 3. Kulusevski and Son, with Dominic Solanke through the middle.
Yeah, just Arsenal there on the right-hand side. Now, we know the understanding that Ødegaard had with Saka was extra special. We began to see it happen with Nwaneri just before he got injured. Now he's getting his head up and he's looking for Raheem Sterling. And that time, he got the ball to him. And he got to the byline, didn't have to go by anyone. It was a lovely pass. Shame for Arsenal that Sterling couldn't make that pass to the centre.
Trossard comes in short to give Ødegaard an option for the corner. He'll take it with his left foot from the right for Arsenal, but he goes short, plays it to Trossard, who starts to dribble here. Porro's in front of him. Trossard dummies across. Porro blocks the effort with the right foot, and it goes out for a throw into Arsenal. And you can see those yellow balloons, Pat, bouncing around above the heads of the Tottenham fans away to our right.
That's for Emily Damari, who's one of the hostages who's been kept over there, a Spurs fan herself, over in Gaza at the moment. And well, the news today, we do all hope she's coming home.
Absolutely right, and that is
more often than not, it's an Arsenal win desperately need it tonight, and Arsenal have gone about their business in positive fashion for the first 9 minutes of this fixture. Free kick then right-hand side, level with the penalty area, and Ødegaard's going to curl this one in, left-footed towards the keeper. Kinski comes, punches onto Havertz, and then onto a Spurs player, and it's out for a corner.
Well, it looked like it came off Havertz last.
It did, didn't it?
It was a dangerous ball in. It was one of those. I mean, that must have come off a Spurs defender. Maybe it came off Porro from Kinski, but that's the type of ball I was talking about. New goalkeeper, new to the league, first big away game, first derby. Swing it underneath the crossbar and ask a question, and he didn't come and meet it, did he? Really? He waited for the ball, and he didn't get there. So that's positive for us.
Yeah, 2 games, 2 clean sheets, but this is different for Kinski. In comes the delivery towards the far post here, and it's nodded down inside the 6-yard box, filtered back towards goal. It takes another deflection, and it's out for another corner.
Yeah, look, the more corners we can get, the better, really. I mean, that's the, that is a forte of ours. Right, Declan Rice over here, his first one. What can he do this time around? But yeah, it's a fantastic sight, isn't it, tonight, Emirates Stadium. Really isn't a spare seat in the house.
Well, the corner in front of the Spurs fans. Arsenal attacking the goal away to our right, and it will be Declan Rice to take this. It's going to be an in-swinger. Need to be better delivery as Ødegaard produced from the other flank just a few moments ago. Arsenal have lined up far post. Gabriel, of course, on the penalty spot. What can Arsenal do here? Same, but so effective. Up goes the signal. Curled in, really good ball, punched away by Kinski. Drops out for Ødegaard, he does do well. Here is Rice once again, Ødegaard once more. And now Rice again, Ødegaard got flattened there. The referee has let it go because Arsenal have got possession, but it's a free kick to me. Sort of take that in that position, wouldn't you? Saliba spins away from Solanke.
Yeah, look, Solanke will close down our centre-backs tonight ferociously. That was really calm, wasn't it, from William Saliba? Pirouetted.
Kulusevski, now it's with Pape Sarr over on the right-hand side, looking to move away from Miles Lewis-Skelly. Ball goes out of play.
I think he started the game well, hasn't he, Miles Lewis-Skelly? Huge night for him, of course. Still a pretty inexperienced player, but you know his temperament is sound, don't you? He can handle this occasion, this atmosphere, and he started very positively. It's a tough night for him with Kulusevski to look after as well.
There is Kulusevski coming forward, but he gifted it straight to Raheem Sterling, who comes forward in that familiar style, showing pace and skill, and pushes it to the left-hand side, and Leandro Trossard backing up Pedro Porro here, comes back in field as Trossard, fairly central now. This is Thomas Partey. Partey will turn it back here for Saliba right-footed to the right-hand side, and Sterling up against Jed Spence. Now it's with Ødegaard to curl inside the area. Good ball, Rice can take it down, looks to send it back here, and it's cleared away. It was Trossard, and then it's Partey, and Arsenal had big opportunities there. The shots seem fairly weak. Spurs clear for now as Rice curls in again, and Sterling controls inside the penalty area. Then the back heel is beautiful for Jurriën Timber to stand it up towards Havertz. Is cleared away, and then Ødegaard tries to get the shot in. It's up into the air rather than towards goal, and then Solanke will jump. It bounces through. Saliba has it, and we can just about catch our breath as Partey plays it back to Gabriel.
It's panic stations at the back for Tottenham. It really is. Oh, that's good play from Saliba. Oh, not such good play with the second piece of skill, but look, all over them, swarming all over them. I think that chance, there's a beautiful ball in there, wasn't there, from Ødegaard to Rice at the far post. He sets up Trossard. I mean, that was the opportunity.
Trossard again, left-hand side, running up Porro here inside the penalty area, still going. Low ball in towards Ødegaard, cleared away by Dragusin, and he spins for a throw. Well, it's pretty relentless at the minute.
It's relentless, and it's better than what we've seen of late, isn't it? There's more space for us. There's a little bit more intent about Arsenal. We're certainly running with the ball with real purpose. Less passing, more incision, I would say, is the best way to describe it compared to recent games.
Sterling for Timber. For Ødegaard, for Partey, for Timber, space to get his head up and measure the cross. It's low, but it's easy for Kinski to collect.
Yeah, he just wanted a little bit more whip on that Jurriën Timber, and he ended up sort of bobbling it straight at Kinski, but it's just it's how we wanted it to be in terms of the domination, the pattern of the game. But he hasn't really made a save yet, has he, the Spurs goalkeeper?
No. Here is Odegaard, looks to play through towards Sterling, edge of the penalty area, looks to try and play it back, but it's cleared away by Pedro Porro. It's a Spurs player rather than an Arsenal man, and then Saliba will control, hooks it over the head of Jed Spence. Sterling doesn't show for that, Spence will control, it's back towards Gray. And Gray side foots it for Spence once again. Now it's with Bergvall.
Yeah, just looking at the action areas map. 48% of this game so far has been played in the final third. 7% has been played in our defensive third. So, you know, absolute one-way traffic, but got to start testing Kinski a little bit more.
Oh, Bergvall has caught Partey. Here is Sterling, who goes down in the challenge of Basuma. Now then, Simon Hooper.
Yeah, Bergvall
this is a free kick. And Bergvall, who escaped to sending off against Liverpool in the League Cup, some law that I didn't know existed. Is he going to be carded here? Because for me, that was reckless. That was the sort of random rule that Ange Postecoglou pulled out of the hat. That's a reckless challenge. That's a yellow card. That's a yellow card for me. That's a yellow card.
I'm actually going to disagree with you.
You've changed.
I've changed. Well played, referee.
You've changed.
Did I just praise a referee?
No, that's a yellow card.
No, I mean, it could have been a yellow card. Later in the game, it probably will be a yellow card. But I think the first yellow is always important. And I don't think he had to book him there. It was a definite foul. But look, we've got a free kick. And this is, I would say it's in shooting range, but I don't think we're going to shoot from here.
Yeah, it's just a little bit far out, maybe. He's sort of shooting range.
I think you could score from here, Dan.
Well, it's 30 yards,
yeah.
You know. My right foot's not what it used to be. It's the wrong side for me. Better for you. Odegaard will clip it inside the penalty area, and it's Kinski that comes, and then Trossard with a missed kick cleared away by Solanke. Flag is up anyway.
He did well. He started the game very well, Kinski, I think, in the Tottenham goal, because we have asked questions. We haven't disappointed him. We've put the ball into areas where he's got to make a decision. And he came out and made a really good one there. Just looking at this chance for Trossard, it's a block, isn't it?
It's a block, isn't it? It's Dragusin, not Dragusin.
It is Dragusin. It hits his back, doesn't it? It was good football, wasn't it? Odegaard to the far post, set by Rice for Trossard. Doesn't do a lot wrong. It might have been going in, it might not, but it's excellent defending from Dragusin. And look,
meanwhile, the block here from Kai Havertz. Havertz tries to get it away from Kinski, who recovers well. He did so well to get the block in as Kinski looked to clear. It didn't quite fall for him to get under control, but boy, he was close.
I love this from Kai Havertz. It is a brilliant slide tackle. Absolutely superb. He wins the ball clean off Kinski, who's dawdling. And then just the run of the ball doesn't fall Kai's way, and the goalkeeper gets his hands on the ball. But, whoa, it's a massive let-off for the Tottenham keeper, but it might put the frighteners on him.
I tell you what, this is the North London derby, boy. You can't keep doing that. Odegaard, right-hand side. Now it's with Sterling up against Spence. Looks to slip it into the path of Jurriën Timber. It hits Spence, goes out for a corner. That'll do.
That will do. Yeah, again, look, it's an overlap. We talked about it. Get those fullbacks forward, create 2v1s, because Son doesn't want to come back. Kulusevski will come back on the other side of the pitch, but Son doesn't want to. So Timber's got a big role to play, I think, tonight.
So this is a little bit of in-game management here, isn't it? You're thinking, hang on, well, if they're doing that, let's mix it up like we saw for the last one, maybe?
Yeah, we're not going short.
I mean, Sterling's edge of the area.
I mean, we put Rice back here, which is interesting, because he's a big guy. But it's Odegaard over the corner.
Yeah, interesting.
I'm not sure I'd have left Rice back, but let's see what we can do.
Up goes the signal. Odegaard left-footed towards the far post. It's towards Trossard. It's punched away by Kinski, picked up by Sterling. Sterling tries to step it back inside the area, but it ricochets off Solanke. Now it's with Kulusevski. Son calling for it left-hand side. Declan Rice is going to have to get back. Sonny's quick, but not as quick as he used to be. And Rice will get there ahead of the South Korean and play it forward for Odegaard. Spurs have pushed out, and it's the ball down the middle for Sterling. He might get in here. Just A little bit of nervousness from Dragusin and Pedro Porro. Dragusin clears, but what a touch from Odegaard to bring it down.
Yeah, he must have glue on that boot of his. That was beautiful. Just killed it stone dead.
Trossard, left-hand side, runs into Pedro Porro, who goes down as a free kick in front of the Spurs supporters on the right-hand side.
Absolute one-way traffic. You know, completely dominant Arsenal in this game so far. But we haven't really had too many efforts on goal, have we? That's the issue for me. Had 3.
Just have a look at the Spurs touches per player. Interesting stat that Jonathan has just pointed out to me. Who's had the most touches
for Spurs?
For Spurs.
Let's have a little cheeky look at the
throw-in at the minute. The ball's out of play.
Touches for Spurs players. Bang, 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 bang. Yeah, it's the goalie.
It's the keeper. Incredible.
It's the goalie. 15
and we've had
touches.
20 minutes.
15
and the Spurs
touches.
Keeper has had the most.
Yeah,
of
just to put the listeners in the picture, Dominic Solanke's had 5, Son 5, Sarr 6, Basuma 6, Kulusevski 8. You know, they haven't really got hold of the ball, Tottenham.
Kinski's giving it away straight to David Raya.
But they've completed 4 passes inside the opposition half, Spurs. You know, that's dreadful, isn't it? In 20 minutes of football. Yeah. It is completely one-sided, but we need to score a goal.
Yeah.
We need to get the shots away.
Is this just Arsenal being at it, or is this Ange playing a slightly different way to what he always says that he does?
Oh no, this is just Arsenal being at it and the better side, the most superior side. This isn't rope-a-dope where they're letting us have it, because they're going to kit us on the counter.
He's a mistake again from Kinski. It's cleared away towards Timber. Timber will get dispossessed by Bergvall, and now it's with Jed Spence. They're living so dangerously here. Anton and Kinski giving the ball away twice inside this area, but in comes the delivery. Oh, Solanke should have put that one away. Jed Spence with the ball inside the box, and Solanke, I think he misses his kick, or if he does get something on it, it's a tiny touch. It's an Arsenal player gets the final touch on it because it's a Spurs corner.
Yeah, Bergvall robs Timber, and then Spence is away. You know, it's a good driving run. Outside of the foot cross.
Gabriel gets there.
It's brilliant defending. It's a wonderful cross from Jed Spence, and Gabriel full stretch.
That's a brilliant touch.
It gets there before.
That is a goal-saving touch.
It's superb from Gabriel Magalhaes. That
unbelievable bit of defending. More to do here because there's a corner for Tottenham. It will be an outswinger taken right-hand side. Spurs with players inside the penalty area, high inside the box, nodded to the edge of it and the 6-yard area, and forced towards goal. So Kulusevski that got the shot away, and it's David Raya that makes a really good save. That's another Spurs corner.
Well, that's a massive chance because the ball falls really kindly for Spurs. We don't clear the ball properly. Saliba heads it straight to Kulusevski. It's a great touch from Kulusevski to get out of his feet. He gets the shot on target. It's a really good save at the near stick from David Raya. But yeah, Kulusevski, you don't want the ball to fall to him.
Yeah, Spurs player of the season. In comes the delivery from the corner. It ricochets to the edge of the area again. Arsenal will clear. Bounces for Jed Spence to control. And then he's lost possession. Now then, Sterling plays it forward for Odegaard. Basuma gets there ahead of the skipper.
Yeah, you got to know your players. And Odegaard didn't have the pace to get away there, and Sterling
should have carried it.
He should have carried it, because you know we could have created a 3-on-3 or 3-on-2 there, but he shifts it very quickly from the turnover to Odegaard, and Odegaard just hasn't got the pace. And Basuma, to his credit, gets back well, but I mean they're dawdling on the ball, and we are hostile, we're aggressive, and we're not just putting pressure on them, we're taking the ball off of them. And it's great, but we've got to make things happen from the turnovers.
Partey for Havertz. Now it's with Sterling, edge of the area, right-hand side. Raheem Sterling still has it. Up against Gray, plays it back towards Partey. Partey side foots it here for Odegaard. Odegaard flicks it for Timber. Timber right flank just outside the box. Sterling has it now, crowded out. Back towards Sterling. Here is Odegaard. Odegaard left-footed infield. Gabriel has it now. Momentum lost a little, but possession not. Here is Saliba. Now it's with Odegaard again. Timber as forward. Sterling gets a touch. Timber just inside the penalty area. Then Odegaard curls it towards the left-hand side. It's towards Trossard, who gets a sort of cross that hits the turf in, but Kinski collects.
Yeah, they are retreating, aren't they, into quite a low block when Arsenal have the ball. But here, they will commit bodies forward. He's breaking at pace here.
Pape Sarr, yeah, a long way forwards,
Good
and
run.
then gets a quick 1-2 with Kulusevski. Tries to pull it back, wins a corner. Well, from pretty much nothing, allowed to run a long way, and wins a flag kick from it.
Yeah, we know they're a good attacking side, Tottenham, and they're going to have their moments. That was a bit too easy. He runs from midway inside his own half to the edge of the box. Someone really needs to get back and engage. Lewis Skelly can't move. He's got Kulusevski on his outside. You know, so I think Partey really has got to get across a bit quicker.
In comes the corner, and it's shots, and it's deflected in. Oh, Son. Spurs lead. Well, that takes a deflection. And David Raya unable to react. Not his fault. We'll have to have a look at this again. Spurs have been second best in so many areas, but they've had flashes of chances, and suddenly they've taken one. But there seemed to me a huge slice of luck here, Adrian.
Yeah, look, it's a guided finish, isn't it? It's a short corner, and they whip it in. We clear it out to Son on the edge of the box, and he hits it one touch on the volley. It hits Saliba. And look, it's a good connection from Son, but it hits Saliba, and that's what takes the ball away from David Raya. I think David Raya saves this.
Oh, 100%. He's straight at him. Oh.
It's incredibly fortunate from a Spurs angle. Incredibly fortunate, but we have to pick ourselves up. It's no time to feel sorry for ourselves. We're playing very well. It's a case of, look, pick up the same tempo, don't lose confidence, and we can still score 3 or 4 tonight. But no doubt about that, but you know, that's a huge slice of good fortune that's gone Tottenham's way.
Deflected effort from Son has put Spurs in front here. Arsenal 0, Tottenham 1. I mean, it's straight down David Raya's throat, takes the deflection, spins away from him.
But it shows the value of a shot.
Yeah.
You know, we've had complete dominance for 25 minutes, 3 shots. Should be 10 shots.
Yeah.
You know, from one of those, you might get a deflection that goes in. You know, so let's try our luck a little bit more often.
Basuma breaking here for Tottenham over the halfway line. Solanke calling for it. Might get there ahead of Saliba. The pair goes shoulder to shoulder. Ball goes out of play. Goal kick Arsenal.
Yeah, it was a good battle, wasn't it? Saliba gets there and he's strong. But look, Tottenham are going to be lifted by that. We've just got to make sure that that doesn't derail us and the good things that we've done until this point. And the fans, I think, have got to stick with the players as well. That's a yellow card. Has to be.
Let's see what Simon Hooper's doing. He has got the card out.
He kicked the ball away.
Well, Pape Sarr goes into the book.
But yeah, the crowd have got to stick with the team as well. And they are.
Well,
there's a lot of good stuff.
It's the 9th goal that Son has scored against Arsenal in his career, 4 in his last 4 now. Sarr into the book, confirmation of that, 27.5 minutes in. And Tottenham have the advantage. Here is Jurrien Timber up against Son, plays it in field, hits straight to Gray. Gray will clear Saliba towards Odegaard, away from Son, the 2 captains battling away. Son for Saliba, now it's with Gabriel, who will knock it over to the left-hand side of Miles Lewis-Skelly. Lewis-Skelly to Trossard. Trossard up against Pedro Porro here. Angle of the box, coming in field, tries to side for it to Thomas Partey, but Sarr is there. Here is Gabriel. Now it's with Saliba, whips it over to the right for Sterling, who controls up against Jed Spence here. Sterling with one dart towards the byline, then loses possession. Gray is there. And eventually it's come back towards Son. Timber's in the way, and Sterling can't keep the ball from going out for a goal kick. I mean, we've seen this before, haven't we, recently? Arsenal start well, but not get the job done, not win the game. There's a certain feeling of deja vu a little bit.
Yeah, there is a feeling of deja vu, but, you know, we have it within us to change that narrative. But we have to be more clinical. We have to make better decisions in and around the Spurs box. I think a lot of our play up until the Spurs box has been great, absolutely outstanding. But in and around the box, not so good. And that's the reason why we haven't scored. But Tottenham have done nothing in the game but score with that kind of fortuitous deflection, really. You know, the bar in that couple of half chances from corners. This is within our reach to pull this back, for sure.
Space for Rice, coming forward, left-hand side, plays it for Trossard to the byline, left flank, up against Porro. Turns his man brilliantly inside the area, looks to get the crossing cleared away by Dragusin.
Oh, dear.
Wonderful play, and the referee has halted play.
Ref, come on!
Because Pedro Porro's on the deck, because he's just been embarrassed by Trossard. You can't stop the game because of embarrassment.
Why have they stopped the game? I mean,
it's not a head injury.
He's absolutely destroyed Porro.
It's not a head injury.
I mean, it might be a bad injury.
It's not a head injury.
It's not a head injury. He might have done his knee here. It was an unbelievable Cruyff turn. Absolutely sensational. But you should not stop the play for this. We should be playing on.
It's a massive book back, and I say it the other way. I say it when an Arsenal player goes down as well. Unless it's a head injury and a proper head injury, then you've got to play on. All he's done is get absolutely done by Trossard. Slip, twist the knee, and he's on the deck. Yeah, but it would not surprise me if he's all right.
But I just don't understand the logic of the decision. Because it's clearly not a head injury.
You know, you wait until the ball goes out of play, then he can get some treatment. You play on.
Yeah, it's...
You know, this is not the rules of this is not the rule.
No.
Anyway.
Outstanding from Trossard, wasn't it? But again, what comes next after the piece of skill? You know, that's the key. That's where we have to really get better.
Just looking at the goal again. I mean, he's all alone on the edge of the area as well, isn't he?
He is, but that's not that unusual. It's a weak volley that hits Saliba, and it's a big old deflection, and it takes it away from the goalkeeper. There's nothing the keeper can do. It's lucky. It's lucky, but they've earned the luck by having the shot.
Yeah. Well, it always reminds me of Frank Lampard, who used to score so many deflected goals, and you think, oh, he's a bit stuffy. Well, just shoot more. You might get stuffy yourself, you know. He's all the time.
Well, that's why I want us to play more central. I've been banging on about it. We go wide a lot. I want us to get shots away centrally. That was from the inside the middle of the D. Too much of our football, for me, it goes wide. You don't score from there. You score from inside the central part of the box normally, and I don't think we're getting into that position enough.
Odegaard. Now it's with Partey. Forwards here for Timber inside the area. Low ball in, cleared away by Dragusin. The flag was up anyway there, even though an Arsenal player didn't get a touch on that.
Yeah, you see Partey's fine. You know, there was absolutely no need to stop that. It was very frustrating. But let's see what the officials do with the time wasting, because they're sure to do it. Yeah, we get punished often enough for it. Let's see.
32 minutes gone here at the Emirates, the later kick-off on this Wednesday midweek Premier League schedule. Games yesterday, of course, with Liverpool dropping points. Arsenal have it again here. Odegaard on the halfway line. He's got Sterling right-hand side. Sterling against Spence. What can Raheem Sterling do here? Arsenal needs some players in advanced areas. Odegaard then is fouled by Kulusevski, free kick.
I mean, yeah, it's a blatant foul, isn't it?
Challenge from behind, doesn't get the ball.
Nowhere near the ball. I think you've got to have a shot from here.
It's an awful job.
It's terrible.
Makes no attempt to play the ball at all.
That really is probably a yellow. I've seen yellows given for a lot less than that.
I'm glad you're back on side.
Yeah. I would like to see us take a shot here. It feels to me as if the players are lining up for a cross, but I'd like to see us have a crack. But as we discussed on the show the other day, It's in a long, long time since we scored a direct free kick.
Yeah, I mean, that Saka one sort of does count against PSG this season, but it wasn't really a proper shot, was it? It was a cross. Yeah, Burnley away a few years ago, Ødegaard. Let's see what Ødegaard can do. Standing over this with Declan Rice. Gabriel has offered instruction and then jogged back inside the penalty area, along with Saliba and Havertz, with Sterling to the right. Well, Rice has moved away, and Ødegaard sizing this one up maybe for a shot. It's in between D and Angle, right-hand side, about 4.5 yards out. Dinked towards the angle of the 6-yard box, nodded behind by Basuma. Corner to Arsenal.
Yeah, he didn't quite fancy it, did he, Ødegaard? I mean, when it's been so long since you've stuck one in the top corner, I suppose it would make sense to maybe play the percentage play. You know, we're very good at those wide free kicks, but so far Kinski's done well, hasn't he? Coming out to punch these.
Coming out to punch, yeah. I mean, he's been caught on the ball twice.
With the ball at his feet, he's looked very, very shaky. But with the ball in the air, I would say he's been. I think he's been decisive.
So another chance to test the young keeper, and it comes. Keeper comes and punches again, does well, and then Ødegaard tries to aim it back towards Declan Rice, who might be able to get there ahead of Basuma. No, he won't. Spurs clear, and Kulusevski on the halfway line looks to try and turn Miles Lewis-Skelly. Has to go back here for Papi Sarr. Sarr with the diagonal, but Sterling jumps, wins it, and then hooks it back inside Tottenham territory. Spence has it now. Touch for Archie Gray, moves away from Ødegaard, and the former Leeds player will then curl it down the line, but curl it out of play ultimately, and it's going to be a throw-in to Arsenal.
Yeah, he's a good footballer, Archie Gray, but I feel for him really having to play in central defence. Certainly not.
What is he, midfielder?
He's a central midfielder that can play right back. I think he'll develop into a really good central midfielder in the Premier League. Archie Gray, intelligent footballer. Jed Spence has impressed me actually at left back. He's defended well in the early stages. Looks a bit sharper than I've seen him before.
Here is Rice. Now it's with Saliba, short for Jury and Timber, just inside the Tottenham half. We've had 36 minutes of this North London derby, and it's Tottenham that leads here. Gabriel, Miles Lewis-Skelly, infield for Declan Rice, side foots it for Thomas Partey. Sterling palms out, wants the ball, delivered towards Raheem Sterling. Sterling against Spence, plays it back for Martin Ødegaard. Ødegaard for Partey. Partey back here for Saliba. Spurs come out and hassle Gabriel, who curls it to the left-hand side. The flag has stayed down. Trossard has it. Trossard looks to get the ball in towards Havertz, cleared away by Gray. Bounces through for Kulusevski, beaten to it by Miles Lewis-Skelly, and now Partey.
Strength, wasn't it? Just gets his body in front of Kulusevski, who's a bigger lad than him. It's very strong.
Sterling on the right-hand side, up against Spence and Son again. Sterling looks to drive to the byline. Can he get the cross in here? That's a corner, is it? No, goal kick.
Yeah, at the moment, he just doesn't look like he's got the belief in himself, Raheem Sterling, that he could beat Jed Spence on the outside there. He's almost forced into it by the crowd, who are on his back a little bit. And he goes for it, but Spence read it, didn't he? He didn't set him up enough. Sometimes you've got to set someone up to then accelerate away. I think it's made it a touch too obvious as Havertz puts Kinski under pressure again.
There is Gray, challenged by Sterling. Spurs throw.
Yeah, just, you know, for all of that possession, all of those passes that we talked about, you know, the shot count is 2-2. And Spurs have had 2 on target, and we've had none. So we haven't made best use of this possession, that is for sure. I've liked a lot of our play, but I go back to it. Let's be brave. Let's see if we can fizz a ball into Kai Havertz and play from there. Get it into Rice or Ødegaard in a more central area. Everything is going wide. The centre-halves aren't having to work hard enough.
No. Throwing for Jed Spence here, steals a yard or two, throws it down the line towards Solanke, beaten in the air by Saliba. Bergvall jumps, then Partey nods it forward for Havertz, it drops for Gray, then Sarr tries to take it on. Good challenge from Rice, but it breaks for Gray. Now Kinski, who will curl it over to the right-hand side. And now Pedro Porro, who's recovered after that slip earlier. Kulusevski darts one way, then the other, plays it down the line. And Pape Sarr comes forward, still has possession, flicks it in field, but good play from Miles Lewis-Skelly, who comes driving forward. He's won it back and then played it for Trossard. Arsenal need to get some players further up here. Still Trossard, only Sterling inside the area. Can he get the cross in? Does win a corner.
Yeah, I line to have seen Kai Havertz work harder to get into the box there. He was sort of playing catch-up, but did he really sprint to get into the area? It wasn't just him, by the way. Excellent from Lewis-Skelly, though, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, didn't pull out of that one, did he?
He has started this game fantastically. Very strong, very aggressive, and when he gets it, he goes. I'm really enjoying his performance. I think a few of the others could take a leaf out of his drive.
It is a corner for Arsenal. On the left-hand side will be taken right-footed by Declan Rice. Saliba, Gabriel forward. And Partey far post as Rice will see him, likewise Trossard. And it comes, it's good delivery, he's got it in! Gabriel, who else? Big Gabby with a big goal in the North London derby. And we're one apiece here at the Emirates Stadium. It's a wonderful corner that came in. The in-swinger watched all the way by the Brazilian, and from close range he couldn't miss. It's Arsenal 1, Tottenham 1.
Of course it's Big Gabby. Who else? What a good corner that was. Whipped in towards the far stick. He escapes his man marker, and the angle is tight. It's not easy. There's no one better at evading their man marker than Gabriel Magalhaes. He gets away from Dragusin. Oh, the leap is terrific. It comes off maybe a defender. It's his goal, though. Absolutely superb.
1-1. We survive a very brief VAR scare. I'm not quite sure why we haven't kicked off. We're just looking at the corner decision, and it may well have come off Trossard, but it might have been beyond the byline, so I'm not quite sure about that. We've just seen on our TV replays as if they're suggesting it shouldn't have been a corner.
Yeah,
I'm not so sure.
I think that's what the TV is suggesting. It didn't look a definite to me. It looked like it might have come off Trossard after it went
exactly. I think so.
The goal line, but anyway, it's a great corner kick.
They've got it down as an own goal, Dom Solanke. I'm not sure about that. I mean, Gabriel's come and headed it towards goal.
Yeah, it's a nonsense, isn't it?
I mean, that's Gabriel's goal.
Yeah, I don't get that. It looked to me as if it was on target. The angle was tight.
The angle was tight. It's going nowhere but the goal. He might have been going in the far corner, but it's still on target.
Yeah, look,
it doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
but
it doesn't. But for me, that's Gabriel's goal. But anyway, got some defending to do here.
Yeah, free kick, left-hand side. Bergvall launches it inside the area. Great claim from David Raya. Comes and claims cleanly to the edge of his penalty area. Really nicely done by the Spaniard. And we've got 3 minutes to go until half-time. This is Saliba. Long punt forward towards Havertz. Havertz tries to control, but he gives it to Dragusin, who he then catches, and that's going to be a yellow card, is it, to Havertz?
How can that be a yellow card? Seriously? After a couple of the other ones that he's let go? I cannot believe that. Cannot believe that, nor can the crowd.
I mean, it's a miscontrol, but it's not a yellow card. I don't get that one.
No, that's really harsh. Really harsh. He's just going for the ball. It's gone off the reaction of the player.
Absolutely.
And we now know that they do go off reactions of players because we've watched that show. I mean, I'm not a fan of that show, but we saw that with the Anthony Taylor, the John Duran one. He was advised to give a yellow, and he's given him a red based on the reaction of the player. Never, ever do that. Players will kid you.
You're absolutely opening a huge can of worms. Havertz and Odegaard trade passes, and then it's curled towards Miles Lewis-Skelly.
Good play.
Who's space to run into in front of him inside the Tottenham half. Plays it to the left-hand side in Declan Rice. Trossard calling for it. Here is Trossard. Can he work the opening? Odegaard, edge of the penalty area. Back inside the box. Spurs will clear. And then Partey tries to slide in, but he doesn't get the ball. Bergvall comes away with possession. Rice gets back in position. Kulusevski picks it up over on the right flank. Kulusevski in field here for Bissouma, and now it's with Sarr. 2 minutes plus added on time at the end of this first half. Be interesting to see how many minutes we get.
Yeah, we should probably get 3.
Oh, you get 3 or 4.
Yeah. Look, that's great from Partey.
Partey to Odegaard, and now it's with Trossard, edge of the Spurs penalty area. Trossard shot! Oh, that'll do! Leandro Trossard has turned it around here. The Belgian with an absolute belter to put Arsenal in front for the first time in the North London derby. Terrific from Partey, cool as you like from Odegaard, and a belting finish from Trossard. It is Arsenal 2, Tottenham 1.
It is glorious. It is glorious. What an advantage it is to be two-footed. Leandro Trossard is one of the most two-footed players you could ever wish to meet. And this is superb. It owes much to our pressing. Thomas Partey, bang, wins the ball. Odegaard, a beautiful pass to release him on the left side of the box. And he just hits it. He tries his luck. What have I been banging on about all game? Shoot, get your shots away. It's arrowed into the bottom corner. I think the keeper should save it. It's poor from the keeper, but it's still a great finish. And we deserve to be in front. Let's not kid ourselves. Yes, we trailed, but we've been the dominant force in this game, and we deserve the lead.
Brilliant from Trossard. Just listen to this lot here at the Emirates, or the vast majority anyway. Arsenal having gone a goal down, Spurs landing a few jabs, but Arsenal have come back swinging here, and the Gunners lead by 2-1, and we got 4 minutes of added on time at the end of this first half.
Well, I wrote a piece ahead of this game for the Premier League, and talking about the game and what Arsenal need to do a bit differently, and I sort of called on Odegaard and Trossard to step it up. You know, their output is way down on what it was last year and the year before. And together they've combined for a great goal there. Odegaard, OK, just 1 penalty goal in the Premier League. He needs to score more, but Trossard had been on a bit of a drought, hadn't he? But he's a great finisher. We know that. And that was a really crisp hit. The goalie's he's got to look at himself there and say he should save it, but even so, very good play, and it comes from a transition. And how many of those were we allowed to have in previous games? Sometimes it's all right to let the other team have it.
Gray under pressure from Odegaard will turn.
Oh, good pressing again.
Good pressing from Odegaard once more. The ball is kept in play, not quite.
I think we're more dangerous when the other team's got it. I tell you, when we win it back and we go. And you know, Spurs, in that sense, will play into our hands because they want the ball, they want to attack, they want to hold on to the ball, they actually want their tactics are to draw you on so that they play through you. But are they good enough to play through Arsenal when they press this brilliantly? I don't think so.
Throw in to Bergvall, whose touch is poor, and Arsenal have it again, and it's clipped for Odegaard, cleared towards Trossard, thought about the shot edge of the area, back out towards Sterling. Sterling taps it for Trossard, and we've had 2 minutes of the added on 4. First goal since late November for Trossard. This is Odegaard, Havertz to turn and look to curl one, it's blocked, it comes back out towards Miles Lewis-Skelly and Declan Rice. Rice takes charge, Lewis-Skelly backs away. Arsenal look to keep the foot to the floor here.
So much better. You know, we're getting down that middle of the box, aren't we? We're feeding balls into Havertz there inside the danger zone. Gets his shot away. Much better.
Timber, right-hand side. Sterling. Timber again. Flicks it back for Raheem Sterling. And then Odegaard taps it here for Partey. Partey back for Trossard. Partey again. Jed Spence battles hard, but fouls Thomas Partey. Arsenal free kick.
Yeah, Postecoglou, head in his hands there. He can't believe it, but I mean, everyone else can. It's a definite foul. Look, his team have been swarmed upon, haven't they, for most of this first half. Okay, we haven't got the shots away that we probably should have done. But yeah, this is, it's not men against boys as such, but they don't look at our level, do they, Tottenham?
They're not good.
They don't look at top side. They look like a bottom half side.
Which is what they are. Rice to take the free kick. Whips in low, doesn't beat Jed Spence, who will clear. And then Trossard will knock it all the way back towards David Raya, and we can take a collective breath before David Raya decides to go along towards Trossard again. Awkward one for Pedro Porro. Got a touch on it, but it goes straight out of the play for an Arsenal throw. We've had the 4 minutes of added on time. Simon Hooper checks his watch, and I suspect it's just blown for half-time. I can't quite hear it because the noise is something else here at the Emirates. And, well, what a turnaround. Spurs, who were second best in all the metrics in the opening 15-20 minutes or so, but went in front incredibly. A deflected effort from Son just on 24 minutes. But Arsenal didn't let the heads drop, came straight back at Tottenham. And with 6 minutes to go before half-time, a corner was swung in, and Gabriel got his head to it. It did take a touch off Dominic Solanke. Now it's with Dragusin. Forward for Pedro Porro, and now Kulusevski. Ball goes out of play.
Yeah, good tracking, wasn't it,
Yeah,
from
it
Declan
was.
Rice? Yeah, he's got a big part to play second half. Needs to use all of his experience, his engine as well.
Archie Gray under pressure from Odegaard. Do Arsenal play any differently now? I mean, I know we all say put the foot to the floor and get, 3, 4, 5 as quickly as possible, but having done the hard work to get back in front, does Mikel Arteta say, look, you can tweak it here and there? What do you think?
I think there's more goals in it for us. I just do. I don't think we should back off and invite pressure because they've got good players in forward areas. I think it's controlled aggression.
Yeah.
I'd absolutely want us to carry on pressing because it's brought about some of the best moments and it's lifted the crowd. The energy of the fans tonight is outstanding.
Solanke. Now it's with Pedro Porro. Spurs coming forward, only a goal in it. And eventually to the right-hand side, and Kulusevski inside the area. Rice gets back. Kulusevski does well. Here is Brennan Johnson. Back now for Pedro Porro. Edge of the area is Maddison. Back towards Pedro Porro again. And Bergvall. And Pedro Porro once more. Spurs with Son to take the shot. Takes a deflection, goes out for a corner. No, it's a goal, I was going to say. I thought it came off a Spurs player. It did.
Yeah, I think it was Son onto Solanke, wasn't it? But yeah, they just had us pegged in a little bit, worrying the amount of space that Son had. And yeah, Solanke just sort of charged in, looking to get a rebound maybe, and it hit him and went out for a goal kick.
So David Raya goes long towards Kai Havertz, nearly falls for Sterling. Prodded away by Jed Spence, and then Bergvall wins it in midfield. Forwards here. Maddison on the ball, plays it to the left-hand side. Son looking to run at Timber. First time we've seen him do that. Edge of the area. The overlap for Maddison, gets across him, but he doesn't quite catch it. Straight to David Raya, but that was a good move.
It was a good move. It was a sweeping move, and it was quick. I think Partey and Rice have a big role to play here.
Oh, Saliba ducked out of that one a little bit, and Son managed to win it. Plays it forward, shot of sorts. David Raya makes a save.
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, I just think maybe they got to sit tight for 10, Rice and Partey, and not get too ambitious. Just keep that solid 6, because they will leave 4 up. I mean, we've seen that in the early stage of this second half. They will leave 4 up, Tottenham. They're that enterprising. I don't want it to be a 4v4. You need the numerical advantage, don't you? And so I think Partey in particular has to be disciplined, but also Rice to a degree.
Just got a stoppage at the moment. David Raya's got the ball in his hands. Not quite sure what he's saying to the referee. That's well, it's technically a bouncing ball, drop ball, so the referee's got to come across and actually do it. Why can't he just do it himself? Do you know what I mean? Just waste 10 seconds for no reason.
Yep.
Long from David Raya, and Sterling makes a nuisance of himself and does manage to take it down. He's done well there. We've got an Arsenal player down, and the referee has said play on, but Raheem Sterling, to his credit, has won a corner here. That's brilliant play.
He's won a corner. It was nice and strong. Bergvall made a real hash of it. But yeah, look, we're going long because they're pressing us. So what we're saying is, OK, if you're going to press us, we'll just boom it to Kai Havertz. And it's a good tactic because Archie Gray is a central midfielder. He's not the biggest. And that one long ball there forced Bergvall into a pretty bad mistake where he gives away a corner. Let's hope Arsenal can punish Spurs here.
So, Arsenal with a corner, and it will be taken eventually by Martin Odegaard, who was just tying his shoelace. Hasn't got the ball in the quadrant just yet. Arsenal have loaded up far post with Havertz, with Partey, and also with Trossard. Gabriel is on the penalty spot, watched by Dragusin again. He's going to spin to the back post, you fancy. Saliba, centre of the goal at the moment. No real pressure on Kinski, but it's all about the delivery, and he's curled in here and flicked wide. Kai Havertz claiming a corner, but that's another big chance for Kai Havertz, close in from his head.
Yeah, very close, isn't it? It's a good delivery. And he gets a good header on it. It just misses the top corner.
He's only, what, 3 yards out?
Like, yeah, look, he hasn't had a lot of luck from that range, has he, in the last 3 games? He's had good chances in that position. And look, he might think he should score there. I don't think it's an easy chance, but it is a close-range header.
Spurs coming forward meanwhile, but that's good shepherding by Saliba against Son. And although the Spurs fans in that corner want a corner, they're not going to get it.
I mean,
goal kick.
It's just strong play from Saliba. He's had a good game so far this evening. I'd say the same for sure about Lewis Skelly.
Yeah,
at left back.
Excellent.
I think he's been, winning his duels for fun. It's so hard to knock off the ball, Lewis Skelly.
Kinski, ball at his feet, plays it for Dragusin, under pressure from Trossard, plays it down the line for Johnson, tries to just side-foot it infield for Kulusevski, doesn't make any sort of contact, and it's an Arsenal throw on the halfway line, just to the right of where Mikel Arteta is stationed. This is the third of 5 home games on the spin, with Aston Villa at the weekend, and of course Dinamo Zagreb after that in the Champions League. Here is Havertz, left-hand side. Now it's with Trossard. Flicks it here for Rice, but got too much on that.
Look, we're going much more direct. I talked about it a moment ago, where they're putting their front four up on us, and I like that. The response is we'll flip it over the top. I'm surprised Spurs don't do that, to be honest. Maybe they'll start to, but that long ball to Kai Havertz is something we need to utilise more.
Foul on Trossard from Pedro Porro. Arsenal slow it down a little. Other games in the Premier League tonight: Everton 0, Aston Villa 1, Leicester 0, Crystal Palace 2, Newcastle 3, Wolves 0. With about 4 or 5 minutes in all of those games to go. They were early kickoffs. Trossard, left-hand side, can't keep it in play, and it's going to be a Tottenham throw. Pedro Porro will take. Arsenal fans, you can hear there is a little contentment amongst the Arsenal fans here, seeing their side come from a goal down to lead by 2-1. But the job is far from done here, and there's a good 35 minutes of football still to be played in North London on this January night. Pedro Porro will take the throw. Solanke will flick it on. Kulusevski will control and come forward. Miles Lewis Skelly battles hard, shows great athleticism and strength to win it back. Then he loses it. I thought he was fouled, and then he gets up again.
He's a force. He is a real force.
Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, I think this is his, at the moment, his best performance yet.
Breakout game, maybe?
I think breakout, because he's standing out in a big game. And he's standing out for being tough. That's what fans want to see in games like this.
Timber, right-hand side, has got Sterling in field. Odegaard as well. Odegaard away from Bergvall, still going forward, looking to get to the byline. Still going here, Odegaard. Back towards Sterling. Thought about the shot. Comes out to Partey. Curls it in. Havertz with the header! Straight into the arms of Kinski.
It's a good opportunity.
Massive opportunity.
It's a great ball in. It's a wicked cross from Partey. It's a free header. He's, what is he, 8 yards out, 9 yards out?
My fault to Havertz again inside the penalty area. It's absolutely bad for Sterling, and it's a missed kick. Oh, no. Well, between them, they conspire to fluff their lines.
Just need a goal to pair of those, really, Havertz and Sterling.
Throwing taken. Odegaard tries to keep it in, but it just dribbles towards Kinski.
The Havertz chance initially is a free header, 9 yards out. Really should score.
Bergvall has it for Tottenham, plays it to the right-hand side in Kulusevski over the halfway line. Kulusevski, first drop on Trossard here, looks to stab it back to the edge of the area. The shot from Johnson is blocked, out towards Bergvall. Now it's with Pedro Porro. Solanke back on side. It's Kulusevski that has it now on the right. Left-footed crossing, cleared away by Timber. Only as far here is Jed Spence. Better from Tottenham here. Spence, short for Maddison. Maddison gets on the ball and turns. Now it's with Spence once again. Son on the left-hand side. Scorer of Spurs' goal, of course, in the first half that opened up the scoring tonight here at the Emirates. Back towards Maddison again to clip it forward. The run for Solanke is good, and he gets there, holds it up, works towards the corner flag, but the flag is up on this near side.
Yeah, I involuntarily put my own flag up there. Yeah, it was for sure offside. I'd like to see another replay of that second chance where Havertz wins it back and the ball falls to Sterling. But look, Kai has had a good game tonight. You know, he's not hid. He's been involved.
Got himself in good position.
Really worked hard and put himself about like a centre forward should. And it's just the finish.
Miles Lewis-Skelly with a run, but runs into trouble and loses possession, but Solanke slips and Trossard has it. Miles Lewis-Skelly still on the deck as Trossard comes forward, clips it over to Sterling. Awkward ball, but he takes it down well, faces up and goes forward on the right-hand side. Sterling has got Timber behind him. Son closing in. Here is Odegaard. Now it's with Partey. Partey feints and then plays it back to the captain. Odegaard has it again. Sterling to his right, Timber short right. Here is Sterling, space to run into, up against Jed Spence, inside the penalty area. Clips inside the box, over the head of Hazard. Comes back to Trossard with a shot. But again, it's an odd one. It's come back up for Sterling again. It's blocked and flashes up into the air. Then Trossard takes it down once more. His shot was blocked, but was he brought down? The referee has intervened and given Spurs a free kick. Pick the bones out of that.
Well, they've got a much better view than us, and I'd like to know, he controls it brilliantly, and he gets the shot away. Look, he says he was fouled in the process. Not really. I think Kulusevski's in the vicinity. He takes his leg back.
No,
and it's not a foul, is it? It's just unfortunate. But yes, he takes his leg back. It collides with Kulusevski. That's why he airshots the ball. A couple of times now Rice is covered in left back. Really good, diligent work from him.
Here is Gabriel. Now it's with Saliba on the edge of his own penalty area. Plays it in field for Partey. Partey faced up by Bergvall. Back here for Gabriel. Gabriel clears to the right-hand side, and Timber takes it high on his chest before playing it forward for Odegaard. Space now for Odegaard. Plays it down the line for Havertz. Havertz has got Sterling in field, and Rice joining in. Trossard far side as he sees it. Havertz to curl it inside for Declan Rice. Is cleared away. Good defensive work, Pedro Porro. And now it's with Trossard. Doesn't know where it is. And the referee what's giving handball there? Come on.
Very harsh, wasn't it? Look, at the period where we're on top, Mikel Arteta's going to make a change. I think it's the right change.
Yeah, Sterling off, Martinelli on. So Martinelli like for like in terms of position, do we think?
Well, it'd be interesting to see. I would have thought he'll go out to the right. Look, Sterling has had an okay game, hasn't he, in bits and pieces. I think he deserves credit. He's not hidden away from things. He's wanted the ball. He's tried to be positive. Not everything's come off. You know, so some things that have gone against him and things that have gone wrong, but he hasn't let his head drop. So yeah, look, it's another step in the right direction for Raheem Sterling. But yeah, look, Martinelli, I think the stage is set for him to make a real impact here. Game's stretched.
Arsenal have got a throw. We've still got 29 minutes plus added on time here. Long way to go in this. Just that slender advantage. Arsenal playing well in the second half, but we saw Spurs just take their chance early in the fixture as Timber plays it down the line. Havertz popped up over on the right-hand side, shows space inside the penalty area, looks to find Martinelli, more by luck than judgment. He was a little bit off balance, wasn't he?
He was good strength, though, wasn't it? I like the way he used his body there to evade the challenge from the Spurs defender, but yeah, the final pass was just off from Kai Havertz. Well, look, they carry on passing out from the back, and it's given Arsenal a lot of encouragement.
Oh, Kinski with a flick. He gets away with that one again. Archie Gray will push it to the left flank. Arsenal trying to win it back. Gray has it again. Kinski is used once more. He's cleared, but it's Gabriel with a header up into the air. It bounces awkwardly. In fact, it was Saliba that met it. And that's handball, is it, against Solanke? It's not been given. Arsenal have it. It's with Partey, runs into trouble. Gray plays it back. Here is Kinski again, getting the treatment from the fans. Curls it to this near side. Pedro Porro just whacks it forward. Johnson underneath this one, along with Miles Lewis-Skelly. Got to watch himself here as Lewis-Skelly. Johnson nicks the ball away from him, but only into the path of Gabriel. It's all a bit awkward and harum-scarum at the minute here. And then Trossard goes down, free kick Arsenal.
Look, I think it's a good opportunity to just get our breath
hang
back.
on a minute, yeah.
It's like, and breathe.
It wasn't the best quality of the last 2 minutes.
No, but there's another good example. Lewis Skelly, just look at the replay of Kinski. Oh, so it hits his
Bounced
hand.
it up and hit the glove.
Yeah, I mean,
he's going to get caught out more often than not. And the problem is, you know, is it worth it? You know, the jeopardy put yourself under, the chances you take. Well, it's a goal a lot of the times if you get it wrong. He's been lucky that he hasn't caused a goal this time.
I reckon he must have been one of the most passed to players by Spurs, like in terms of receiving passes. They keep knocking it back to him. And I wouldn't say at any stage does he look comfortable. So, you know, it's a tactic. If I was the manager, I'd be like, scrap that. Like, don't, under no circumstances, give it back to the keeper, because it feels like it's asking for trouble.
Trossard in here for Odegaard, nods it down brilliantly for Rice. It's just behind Declan Rice, who turns to the byline, gets the cross in, it's out for a corner.
Yeah, we're unlucky there, because he makes a lovely run, and he's found beautifully by Odegaard. Just doesn't fall for him, and he has to check his run. And it's a nice little triangle here. Trossard clips it to Odegaard, the header into the box for Rice. He makes a lovely run, but he just can't get hold of the ball. But we have the consolation of a corner.
So, Declan Rice to take. Arsenal have lined up far post. Even Gabriel has gone across at the moment. No one on the penalty spot at the moment, but then Gabriel comes back towards the penalty spot. Watched by Dragusin. Corner that Declan Rice will take on the left-hand side will be right-footed and an in-swinger. Oh, it's low to the near post. Didn't quite catch that one, Declan. Cleared away for Kulusevski, and there's options through the centre if the ball is good enough. David Raya comes and whacks it away. Good sweeper keeper, that one from David Raya. Throw-in Spurs.
Very good, because that 2v2 that they left up became a 3v2 because Maddison made that sprint down the middle. So David Raya recognised it and was really quick off his line there. That's the little risk that we take with those.
Here is Archie Gray. Back towards Kinski again. Across his 6-yard box to Dragusin. Comes outside the penalty area, then punts it long here for Pedro Porro to chase, but Gabriel inches it back for David Raya. Raya's clearance isn't great. Straight towards Maddison. Maddison for Johnson. Johnson right-hand side for Pedro Porro. Spurs come forward again here. Infield for Johnson, short for Kulusevski, edge of the penalty area. Now it's with Maddison, who just tries to toe poke it towards goal. It's easy for David Raya to come and pick up.
Yeah, I think he just got caught in two minds there at the end. James Maddison, and Raya can gather. But yeah, this Spurs press has not really had as much impact as ours, has it? In terms of, they're there in the positions, but we've been able to navigate our way past it quite well.
David Raya for Saliba. Solanke closes in. Long here for Havertz. Flicks it on to the right-hand side of Martinelli. Good defensive work from Gray. Partey's header, though, finds Miles Lewis-Skelly. Darts away.
Run.
From Johnson. Trossard in field. Rice has it. Miles Lewis-Skelly. Here is Gabriel. All this play inside the Arsenal half.
I like that long ball to Havertz with the flick for Martinelli. That feels like a ploy that might have some legs in it.
Yeah.
Especially if Havertz gets up against Gray. Little flick for Martinelli to run in behind.
Arsenal fans, you can hear midpoint of this second half approaching fast. 3/4 of the game pretty much up. Arsenal lead by 2-1. The scoreline hasn't been added to since the resumption. Arsenal have been good. Spurs have had fleeting moments, but still the 1 goal separates these two North London sides as Timber lets the ball get caught in beneath his feet and gets away from him. Spurs have it again. Great. To the left-hand side, and Jed Spence over the halfway line. Spence comes forward, faced up by Martinelli. Back inside Tottenham territory, and Archie Gray once again. Spurs just rest in possession for 30 seconds or so. Dragusin drives it forward towards Johnson, but Miles Lewis-Skelly once again in a good position to intercept, and then Partey helps it on, and now Odegaard has it. Martinelli through the middle at the moment, no one wide right, but Timber is getting there. Flick back towards Partey centrally. Timber now over on the right will collect, and Timber short for Odegaard. 4 waiting in red and white inside the box. Havertz, Martinelli, Rice and Trossard have had to move out here because Tottenham have just pushed Arsenal back towards their own half. Here is Saliba. Waits. Gabriel behind. Saliba straight for Martinelli. Now it's with Odegaard again. Arsenal slow it down once more. Still looking for this third goal that might just rubber stamp the win. And Timber had to just stretch to get to that, prevents him from continuing forward.
Yeah, he looks tired again, doesn't he? That's a good pass.
Yeah, Martinelli, bit of space here, edge of the area, still going. Martinelli inside the box, really good run, gets to the byline, tie angle, can't pull the trigger, ball goes out of play, corner.
Oh, why didn't he shoot?
Yeah. Seemingly had the chance, didn't he?
It opened up. That's what I'm talking about. The pass down the spine of the pitch. It opens up, and look, they're backing off. Hit it. He just runs out of space, doesn't he? He wins the corner. Well played, but I think there's a big opportunity for him to do a Trossard there. Just leather it, right-footed, bottom corner. But running down the spine of the field again feels like a tactic that Spurs absolutely hate. They would hate us to do it.
Right wing corner, Odegaard to take. Usual positioning, Gabriel Pedo spot, Havertz far post. They move towards the near post. In comes the delivery, curled in, cleared away by Bergvall. With a spectacular clearance, it'll fall towards Son, shoved over by Rice, free kick top.
Yeah, we've had chances, second half, haven't we, to add to it?
Yeah.
Big chances, really. Havertz free hit, couple of headers from Kai Havertz. That was a chance, I think, for Martinelli to pull the trigger. Knocking on the door, but while it remains just this 1 goal advantage, the game is on a knife edge, isn't it? And it shouldn't be, really, because Arsenal have been significantly the better team here.
Diagonal ball for Johnson, bounces out of play. Arsenal with Villa at home at the weekend. We'll be with you for that one, 5:30, 8 o'clock for Dinamo Zagreb. The following midweek, then Wolves away, Girona away. It's midweek weekend at the moment. Then Manchester City at home after the game against the Spanish team, before another midweek game against Newcastle, second leg of the semi-final of the League Cup. Newcastle, who beat Wolves 3-0 earlier today. Bergvall's header from the throw-in from Miles Lewis-Skelly. It's going to be
foul throw.
A foul throw against Miles Lewis-Skelly.
Yeah. Don't see many of those, do you?
I've seen a few more than normal this season, I think. Maybe they're a little bit hotter on it.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I mean,
I don't mind it. I don't mind it. But then again, does it really matter?
Yeah, but you can say that about a lot of rules.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the one where they...
I mean, I know you're a rebellious character, Dan.
No, but you know what I mean, don't you? It's like the one where they say, you know, middle of the park and the ball's not in the right place, and the referee makes him move it by half a yard, and you think, you know, free kick, what's the point? You know, as long as it comes into play, does it matter how they throw it? Yeah. As long as it's not one arm, you know. As long as you're not the Peter Beagrie acrobatic thing. Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
That got banned, didn't it?
It did, yeah.
Great throw. Can see you doing that.
Going back a bit, yeah.
Google that one, younger fans. Here is Maddison. Now it's with Pedro Porro. Kulusevski, right-hand side, into the final third. Pedro Porro makes a run, then it's with Johnson to pull it back. No one inside the 6-yard box or indeed penalty area for Spurs, thankfully, and Saliba just thumps it away. That was a little bit dangerous. Here is Gray. Pedro Porro. Have Arsenal just conceded a little bit of ground here?
Yeah, it's a good spell from Tottenham. They've got a bit more quality possession, haven't they? But it might not be a bad thing, because if we can pick them off like this and play through them, then we might create some better chances. But yeah, look, I think we're going to have to expect Tottenham to have a fair bit of the ball second half. You know, the onus is on them to find a goal back into this game, isn't it?
18 minutes remaining. David Raya with the ball at his feet. Forward for Partey. At him rather than to him. Oh, and then he gets his pocket picked by Maddison, but thankfully Maddison slips. Oh, and then he gives it away again. And suddenly Solanke has the edge of the area inside the box, gets the shot away, ricochets up. Miles Lewis-Skelly prods it away. Trossard nods it down, flicked up here, and suddenly Odegaard's on his way, away from Bergvall. Looking here for Declan Rice. He's got Martinelli to his right. Rice still has it. Havertz calling for it. Still Declan Rice! Oh, and he's hit Kinski. He knew nothing about that, and it ricochets out. Odegaard, Bergvall, the two together. This is Partey back to the right-hand side. Excellent ball for Martinelli. Up against Jed Spence, pulls it back. Odegaard, fans want him to shoot. He spins inside the area. Then he does shoot. Kinski makes the save.
Yeah, look, it's great play from Declan Rice. He hits the strike so sweetly.
Oh,
yeah, straight at the keeper, really. That was good. That was a good opportunity.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think Kinski knows anything about it. This is Maddison looking to line one up. Plays it to the left-hand side. Son inside the penalty area here. Livening up again. Kulusevski takes a touch away from Declan Rice. Here is Son again. Solanke waits. Back towards Bergvall. Now it's with Jed Spence. Tottenham pushing Arsenal back, but gaps will appear at the other end. Maddison with a quick 1-2, doesn't work out. Timber shepherds it back for David Raya. Don't know if we're going to see that shot again.
Yeah, we're going to see Ødegaard's shot.
We're going to see Ødegaard rather than Rice, aren't we?
Yeah, Ødegaard's was a bit of a weak shot.
Yeah.
I'd like Ødegaard to get a bit more two-footed. It was a great through ball from Ødegaard to Rice. He chops back in. He hits it from the middle of the D, and he's straight. He's straight at the keeper. He's got a lot of power. He's got to try and find a little bit of swerve, get it towards the corner there, Declan Rice. But look, again, it's another opportunity. Not an easy chance by any stretch, but I think we really should be at least 3-1 up here, Arsenal. And I just hope they're not made to pay. I think the cushion of a third goal is really important as Kieran Tierney gets ready to come on.
Interesting. All sorts of reports that he might be heading out of Arsenal, but required tonight. Odegaard with the touch. Havertz. Oh, now then, and then Martinelli goes down. That's a free kick for Spurs, though. Not sure what happened there. Odegaard is okay. Martinelli likewise. Big 15 minutes. Spurs maybe just finding a bit of momentum and confidence. Ange Postecoglou below us, arms folded, looking on as Jed Spence loses possession. And this is Martinelli, and now it's with Timber. Low ball in, and it's towards Havertz, plays it back, Martinelli on the volley. And eventually it's cleared away.
Look, Arsenal have to punish Spurs from one of these turnovers. We're swarming all over them, we're winning it back in great areas, but we haven't been able to punish them. I feel like there's a goal coming from that kind of situation.
Arsenal substitution, number 19, Leandro Trossard.
Trossard off, Tierney on.
That's interesting.
There's a little bit of a... Oh, Tierney just going to play left wing, I think, isn't he?
Yeah, double left back. Or just go left wing. Hopefully put some good ammunition in. Trossard getting a very warm reception. Great goal. Superb hit, left-footed. Yeah, really enjoyed the goal.
To be replaced by number 3, Kieran Tierney.
Well, he's well liked. We'll see what his future is.
He gets a great reception every time.
Look, he always puts in 100%. I know it's a cliche, but this is not a guy who backs off, backs away, gets involved, stands up, counted, takes responsibility.
Well played.
Well played here from Timber inside the penalty area towards Rice, but it's cleared away again. Oh dear, no. Gabriel has taken a shot from 25 yards. It's nowhere near the target.
That's a shocker. Yeah, he's got to just switch it to Kieran Tierney there. He's in a load of space on the left wing. Could have brought that down and crossed it. But look, we're getting ourselves into a lot of good positions. Mikel Arteta likes duels, doesn't he? Well, we've won 58% of them tonight.
Oh, meanwhile, Gabriel, that's just a coming together between himself and Solanke. It's a free kick for Spurs. He's a bit unlucky there.
A bit unlucky, yeah. Yeah, 58% of the duels we've won, 80% of aerial duels. We really have dominated in the air. As Richarlison prepares to come on. Always worries me, Richarlison. I don't know what it is about him. He's one of those players.
I mean,
he would like to spoil the Arsenal party, wouldn't he?
But he's not played since November.
No, but he can finish.
Miles Lewis-Skelly heads away. Yeah, one of those odd plays. He's got a great record for Brazil, but never really at club level. Son's going to come off, and Richarlison's going to come on.
Nice warm reception for Son.
Well, 9 goals in all competitions against Arsenal. Richarlison is on, who never quite worked out since his move from Everton. He's got 2 goals against Arsenal, both for the Toffees, 1 in a win at Goodison. 2-1, 12 minutes remaining. Gabriel working hard, knocks it high into the stands. And it's going to be a throw-in for Tottenham here, which Pedro Porro will take. Throws it for Bergvall. Bergvall, edge of the penalty area, and then turns back towards Pedro Porro. Now it's with Bergvall again. Well, from a very promising position, heading towards goal inside the penalty area, they somehow conspire to knock a ball down the line that goes straight out of play.
I do not know what Bergvall was doing there. It opened up beautifully for Bergvall to just go and attack the space with the ball. And he did, and then he turned and came back out. It lacked confidence, didn't it? The decision making. As David Ryan now prepares to take a long goal kick. We're not messing around now at the back. Kai Havertz, little flick on for a runner. I still think there's a potential big chance coming from one of those.
Yeah, I think so. Long for Havertz to try and flick on here, nearly on cue. And then Martinelli, I think, just catches Dragusin. That's a free kick. Accidental, but certainly a free kick. Deep inside Tottenham territory. They've not taken it from the same place, from the right place, but it's about 15 yards further forward. Referees let it go. And then Richarlison plays it through to the left-hand side. Jed Spence is on a run. Does he go down, referee? What does he point to? He points to
it's a goal
the
kick.
6-yard box. Surely it's a goal kick.
Surely it's a goal kick.
Yeah, Madison complains. Everything is checked these days.
No major complaints. I mean, Gabriel doesn't actually touch him, does he?
There's nothing in there at all.
No.
Just,
someone's hurt, though, in the area. Who's that hurt?
It's Gabriel. Saliba ran into, or Jed Spence ran into Saliba. Lewis-Skelly's just been pulled up by Gabriel. Yeah, he's put in a shift, hasn't he, Miles Lewis-Skelly? That is for sure.
I think he's been outstanding. Because it takes courage to play in a match like this. And he's kind of owned it. You know, he's been a real forceful player tonight. He doesn't look like a teenager, does he?
No.
He looks like a man that's played in. He's playing his 10th derby. You know, that's what it looks like to me. Great to see.
10 minutes remaining. Kinski under pressure from Odegaard. Eventually he will deliver. A slip from Declan Rice, a touch from Johnson, forward by Kulusevski, nodded away by Saliba. Partey will nod it down. Here is Bergvall, though, and then Pedro Porro. Bergvall again. They've combined well. Bergvall in field. Pedro Porro flicks it forward again to Bergvall, who taps it forward here for Kulusevski, but Gabriel is there, wants the ball to go out of play, and does just that. Good play. Loves that, gets the crowd going, arms up, pumps the Ashburton army right in front of him. They don't need any encouragement.
Yeah, that was strong, wasn't it? I do think that we have been physically in a different league to Tottenham in the game. Stronger in pretty much all of the physical duels. We're more muscular. We look more determined. Which is a great trait to have in a game like this, of course.
David Raya goes long, 8.5 minutes remaining here. Long punt forward, nodded up into the air by Richarlison, brought down by Maddison, runs into Thomas Partey, breaks for Jed Spence on the halfway line, has to turn back, bundled over by Timber, free kick Spurs.
Yeah, for all of the positives that we're talking about, need that third goal.
Absolutely. It is one of those ones. Just a third to settle. I think it'll come. 8 minutes remaining. The game's getting a little bit stretched. Here is Johnson. Now it's with Bergvall. Away from Havertz. He's grown in this fixture, Bergvall. It's interesting, the 3 18-year-olds are all still on, aren't they? Gray, Bergvall, Lewis Skelly, curled in to the edge of the area by Pedro Porro, nodded out for a Spurs throw, level with the penalty area right-hand side.
Yeah. Now they've all done the badge proud, haven't they? You know, Bergvall, Gray.